TinkerCAD tips. We've been working on this multi-part Minnie Mouse cookie cutter tutorial, and in the prior tutorials we had created the outline, the bow up here, and in the prior video these hands. In this video today we're going to work on the face part of it, and if we jump over here to this photo, we can see that the face is a little bit special in that it has these insets for the mouth, which we see here, that don't cut all the way through, but there's also going to be indentations for the eyes and the nose. So let's jump over and get started on that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to select the yellow part of the face. We're going to make a duplicate of that. Let's bring that out. And the first thing we're going to do is make sure the quality is set to 24. We're going to change it to an outer line with a line width of 1.2, just like we had done for the other parts. And now what we need to do is on this mouth here is to lower these parts of it so that they don't cut all the way through when we press into our dough. So what we're going to use is the sketch tool for this. Bring that out. Let's zoom out a bit here. Let's change our snap grid to off. I'm going to go ahead and leave the setting for straight lines here. And just like we did before, I'm going to create an outline that trims off these parts of that smile. Work my way around, zoom in, just like that. Let me go ahead and finish this and I'll be right back. There we go. I've made all of my dot placements and I've sketched around the mouth there. Let's click Finish Sketch. Let's go ahead and make the height on this. We want this to be just 4 millimeters. We're going to cut off the bottom 4 of the mouth there. We're going to change the quality to 24 and we're going to turn that into a hole. Now we're not going to group that just yet. We have more to add to this. You can see here that we're missing the eyes and the nose. So for the moment, let's select the 2 of these. Let's slide them up out of the way. We'll come back to our original source here. Let's select on the eyes and the nose here. We've got 2 parts. We're going to duplicate that. We're going to bring all of this out. Now what I want to do here is to isolate the eyes and the nose. And again, for this we're going to use the sketch tool. But first I'm going to go ahead and group those 2 things together. Once they're grouped together, they'll generally be a single color, and it's not going to matter in this case. And I'm going to use the sketch tool here to create sort of a cookie cutter that will isolate the eyes and the nose. So let's grab our sketch tool here. Bring it out. Let's zoom out a bit here. And again, I'm going to use the straight line. And I'm just going to cut around. Now, I don't need to be precise here. There we go. I'll click Finish Sketch. All right, now what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to turn that into a hole shape. I'm going to increase the quality, and on the height, I want this to be 4 millimeters as well. Actually, let's make that 11, and I'll show you why in a moment. All right, now we need to grab the sketch tool again and create an outline around this part of the head. Bring the sketch tool out. We'll zoom out, and again, I'm very quickly going to create an outline here. Click Finish Sketch. Okay, I want this to be a solid. The height is 10. Let's increase the quality. Let's hit the letter D to drop it down to the work plane. And then we're going to go back to our hole shape here. And again, I'm going to hit D to drop it to the work plane. All right, now we want the solid part. Let's make that 11 millimeters. And then on this whole part, let's make this 12. And while these are both selected. All right, we're going to select the two of those, the whole part, the solid part. We're going to group those together. We're going to turn that into a hole shape, drop it to the work plane, and now I'm going to select those two parts and group those together. Now what we're left here is just the eyes and the nose. So we're going to take this, let's reduce the height of this to be, say, 5 millimeters. Okay. Now we're going to go back to our other parts here. Let's bring these over. One more step here, we're going to go back to our original outline. We want to create the handle or the upper edge that goes around it. So we'll select on the yellow, click duplicate. Let's change the height to 2 millimeters. The line width should be 5, and the corners we want to be round. Then we're going to select that, the thinner inner line. We're going to do an alignment, and we're going to select on that inner thin line to be the boss. Quick alignment that direction. Okay, now we want to align this white part in here. So we'll select on that. Well, let's go back. Let's select all of this. Actually, let's select just the inner line, this part of it, the eyes. Do an alignment to this. Align that direction, and we're going to use the markers in the back. There we go. Now we want to make sure that that white part is aligned to the top. So we'll select that. We'll select this outer edge, align, select the outer edge to make it the boss. Line it up to that. Okay, one more part here. Those eyes and the nose are just floating in space. We need to create a bridge to go across those. Select a box. We'll make it 5 millimeters. Change the color to yellow. Let's make it 2 millimeters tall. And we'll select on that outer part there. Let's do a quick alignment to that. Let's move this into place. Zoom in. Let's stretch that across to meet the other side. Duplicate that. Bring another one a little bit lower here. Duplicate that again. Let's get something for the nose. There we go. That should support that part. One more step. Let's get rid of these reference squares up here. We'll cover that up. Make a duplicate of that whole box. We'll cover that up. Now we want to select all of that and group it together. And this is what we're left with. There's our completed part. Like, follow, and share. And in the next tutorial, we'll take care of the eyes and the nose and the cutters for those.